Right, I'm back on full screen. Yeah, Beverlyn is trying to, well, both she and I, we are trying our best to stream on our social media platforms, starting with Facebook. We tried the last time round, and it went on for like 20 minutes before we got disconnected. So that was a blooper for us. Beverlyn is now testing out if you can see us on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not sure what I see on YouTube because for now it just feels like I'm looking at my screen, which I can't see you guys. I wish I could. Um, yeah, 5 more minutes to go. And in this moment, I thought it'd be nice if we can start the day reclaiming our calm. We're going to talk about the science and the science. So the theory of self-regulation and the signs, which are visible signs, cues, where we can experience the opportunity of reclaiming or remaining or just connecting with the calmness in us. When I talk about calmness in us, my presupposition is we are not our emotions. That also gives us scope to see, discover, and reconnect with all the emotions that come in and out. And when we do this, we stop labeling. An emotion is neither good nor bad, and we start recognizing there's a message. 4 years ago, we started this feelinghuman.com. I was reading a poem. It's a Sufi poet. His name is Rumi. And in it, it says, feelings come and go. And oftentimes, they bear a message. And it could be divine wisdom. And 4 years later, I'm still attuning to the messages, attuning to the ability to be open, to reconnect, connect, or reclaim emotions that allow me to explore the truest needs. Or to allow the not just feeling joyful, keeping joy, but also experiencing all the wide array of emotions. Feeling it in my body. I'm just going to allow our note taker to come in. Thank you. Welcome, note taker. Feeling where the emotions are in our body. Just taking note without, and I hope with the ability over time to suspend judgment when the emotion arises. Even if they unsettle me, that I may seek its inner wisdom. So that's our path. 4 years on, we're here today. Hope for the very first time that the YouTube Live is working. I'm not sure. Hi, for those of you on YouTube looking at us. Facebook as well. Hopefully we can do a full session without pausing or disconnecting this time. And we're just gonna savor the moment, right? Of staying in a green zone. And we can do that. I like using my breath to reconnect with myself. Shall we do that? Yeah? Okay. I'm just feeling in the body where I like to place my hand in to tend to the part of me that right now may desire some calm. And that happens in my chest. So I'm going to breathe into it. And at the top of my breath, I'm going to inhale again until my diaphragm's full. Those who can't see mounting up. I'm going to release through my nose. And again, the tip, another time, in and out. Take a long exhale, if you can, through your nostrils. Now, if you'd like to do that together with me, at the third breath, inhale 3 times in. Just notice the lingering sensation as you exhale through your nose. I'm going to do this 3 inhales. All right. I'm checking in with myself. I'm feeling a calmness in my body, tingling around my forearms. Thank you, everybody. And welcome to Reclaim Your Calm with myself, Ignatius Quek. Today, we're going to discover the science, the visible science of self-regulation. I do run for corporates and also individuals as a group, a powerful neuroscience-based workshop. And part of this workshop is what I'm going to present to you today. And we're going to focus on the window of tolerance. And for those who've not known that we do have a website, we're not only just on our socials, but we do have a website. It's a social mission of mine. So everything is available. And it has my first ebook, which is about the guest house, inspired by the poem The Guest House by Sufi poet Jalaluddin Rumi. And in it, I discuss and talk about how I had intense emotional experiences and made my way through those emotions. All right? So for those who do not know, please check out thisfeelinghuman.com, thisfeelinghuman.com. Right? What you will learn is the window of tolerance. So this is my typical workshop. And today we're going to touch a little bit on how our body works, our body's radar system or threat detector works. We're going to learn to identify our triggers. And we're going to use a tool called the window of tolerance to help us discover where we are. Where we are in terms of our ability to reconnect and stay in our calm zone where we can think with our prefrontal cortex and engage in meaningful social connections. And like earlier, we're going to practice proven self-regulation techniques. Sorry. A bit more about myself. I'm on a personal mission to promote well-being and resilience, mental resilience, in all aspects of our lives. In corporates, deeply ingrained in the culture, in each and every one of us here today. And this Feeling Human is my social mission where I outreach individually through all these networks to you so that I can spread the message that emotions are neither good or bad. They come and they go, but they deliver a message. Sometimes it reveals some wisdom from perhaps a divine source. And we are able to lean into that wisdom. We uncover our needs that are really close to our hearts. We discover our authentic selves and we make decisions that not just encompasses what we see at the moment, but from a broader perspective, what's lying deep within. And in so doing, we build and foster a culture where everyone is doing the same. Hey, imagine that. How will life be if you and I have at least 2 or 3 people we can connect deeply with, share experiences, and as we conduct ourselves, we are using all of us, all of our being, not just reason, our body, our feelings, our emotions, and they help us move through challenging situations, and they help us bring us closer to connection through joyful and exciting times as well. So this is part of my work. Today is part of my social mission, which is totally given for free to you because I want the world to know this message. And so we're going to start today reconnecting with our calmness in us by trying out a technique called havening. All right. So havening looks a little bit like this. Okay, I'm going to pin myself to the screen. Okay. It's just embracing yourself and moving up and down from your elbows to your shoulders. You can close your eyes while doing that. Focus on the breath. We prefer natural breathing through your nose. But if you can't, through your mouth is all right. And we're just going to breathe in for 5 counts in and out. In and out. Okay? As you continue doing this, 5 counts in and 5 counts out, preferably through your nostrils. Shall we recall a slightly unpleasant situation you've recently faced? Or it could just be a checking in with your body to see where it's slightly uncomfortable for you. Just a chance to reconnect with your body. And just allow that discomfort to grow while you continue breathing in and out, to grow in the form of being visible to you. Just observe, or you can imagine it as a scene, a picture or a shape rise to the front of your eyes. And in your mind's eye, you're just gonna bring it up large into a cinema screen. But as it expands, imagine yourself moving backwards in a theater to the last row. So it's gonna be further and further away from you. All right? Just allow that experience to be with you. And now you're going to step into this scene and through it. Step right into the scene and keep moving. Imagine yourself walking through the projector screen. You find yourself in an open grassland, a field. You look up to the left and to the right. The vast horizon before you. And you continue to walk, looking left and right, just observing the clouds above, perhaps taking the smell, the fresh scent of grass, noticing if there are birds chirping around you. As you continue to walk, you're looking left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. All right? Now notice, as you stand still for a moment, if there's any unpleasant feeling left. Are you able to connect with your calmness in you? Okay. Let's slowly come back wherever you are. You may open your eyes. I like cradling my neck to the front where the vagus nerve runs. Massaging my eyeballs as well. Rubbing my ears. How was that experience for you? What we have just demonstrated is called the havening technique, but I've modified that to include not just the somatic experience, but also using eye movements and a little bit of guided visualization to help us understand that despite an unpleasant situation, we can always come back to calmness. You may have heard of this phrase where attention flows, energy goes. So when we pay attention to using these neuroscience-based techniques, what happens is we build a network in our brain that says, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know I can do this. Oh, wait a minute, this is amazing. What just happened? What's happening is we are forming new connections in our brain and associating that ability to reconnect with calm. And we've done it twice already. One at the start for those who came earlier through the breath work, and now with this technique. And this is where I'll open up our presentation. I'm going to ask everyone, what is one important thing you learn about yourself today? Where I practice life coaching professionally at my inner child clinic, I tend to ask clients after a self-regulation activity like earlier, like a havening. And sometimes they would say, I didn't imagine I would be able to reconnect with this part of me. Sometimes it will be in their facial expression. You can almost see light, like a dark cloud move from their head. At the end of it, the one important message that my clients and I, because I also experience the same, we take away is that we are not just that emotional experience. For me, I used to say that I am an angry person. I've dropped that label. Today, I would say that, oh yeah, there's an angry monster that comes in, and I let it in. Sometimes we need our anger, we need that space for us to move through an anger so that we understand, oh wow, justice is really important for me right now. It is my need for equitable distribution of love, for example. Maybe justice is saying, I need you to hear my voice. Why don't you see me? Right? That anger is shouting out the need of connection and attention. Perhaps it's because my message, my social mission is really strong. My anger is coming to you to say, hey, can you please support me more? Like and subscribe. That's where that anger goes to when it sees, oh, okay, I'm not doing enough. My audience isn't engaged enough. I have to do a little bit more. So what is one thing important that you have learned about yourself today? If you have that in you, you can type it on the comment. And if you don't, maybe just mull over this and just keep being open to the message of today. All right? Perhaps that openness is the one lesson that you already have for yourself that you didn't quite know because you're here today. And as we begin, our journey had begun 4 years ago. And right now, if I were to ask of you, one ask would be to share your feedback and affirmation about me, because I would like to continue to help individuals. And Google's algorithms need to know more about me. I practice professionally my life coaching at my inner child clinic. If you could scan this QR, it will go to a Google review and just share anything you'd like to share about your journey with us on this Feeling Human or in any other platform that you have seen us, or if whatever I'm talking to you is resonating right now. I really appreciate your feedback and affirmation, and it also helps other people discover me, especially if they will need that connection on a one-on-one level, that they know at least where to find me. All right? So thank you very much. This helps improve our discoverability, and I would really appreciate if you could take time to review us now and also later on. There'll be another chance to. And if you can, like, follow, or subscribe us so that the algorithms on our social network on Google, on Facebook, they will pick us up and we can share that message to everyone who really needs it. All right. Thank you. Have you felt like this? You're the only ones standing out in the pouring rain, and the story is going to begin here. You're all wet, and you're heading back after lunch, and you're going to step into a cold room, your office. You open the door, you get hit by a blast of aircon. It's so cold, you're shivering. You barely put your things down on your desk, and you hear a knock. It's your manager asking you, hey, we need this piece of work done by the end of the day, but I haven't seen you start on it. I've not even seen an email coming out from you. Can you please get it done? Let's pause here. Perhaps you have experienced a really hot day in the park. You're with your family and you're perspiring profusely. You're all wet in the heat. And your child comes to you. He or she is also sweating, wet with sweat. Perspiration stinks. And he or she, your child, wants a hug. Your child is throwing tantrums right now because it's so hot, so tiring. You are tired too. And you really don't want to have any contact with a smelly, sweaty child of yours. But your child lunges and squeezes you and screams, please carry me. We're going to pause here. We're going to talk about identifying your triggers so that perhaps you can name the emotional state. But first, let's talk about how this body's radar system works, okay? So what happens is every time we have a negative experience, it's compounding in our brain. We're forming a neural pattern, which perhaps is saying the boss, when you're cold and drenched in the rain, if you have experienced that before, perhaps is saying that nobody cares about me. Nobody is really understanding that. Can't you see I'm all wet? Can't I just have some space for myself? And please stop that. And this is compounded by your life experience. For example, if you're so conditioned to your child saying, and you really don't like carrying your child, he's all grown up, he weighs a ton, and worse, you're all sweaty, you're tired out, and it has happened before. And the moment he starts screaming or saying one particular statement, I need a hug, it triggers you. Because it probably has happened in a different setting before. It may not even be your child. It might have been you. And how you were parented, how you were looked after when you were young. Built up into our sense of what is safe for us and what is not safe, right? And so when we hear this screaming and asking for, say, "Oh, please," it's our reaction. What happens is that our thinking brain, which is here, usually works when we are able to come. The moment we are unsafe, it flips. This brain here, our emotional brain, is at work. And this emotional brain receives the message much than our thinking brain. Okay? So we are not ourselves, so to speak. Or at least we are not our logical selves. We throw logic down the window. At the same time, when we have calmed down, logic takes over and says, "Oh, I should have done that. What a bad person I am. Oh, not this again. Could I have done better? Could I have tolerated a little bit more?" Secondary judgments come in, all right? And think to ourselves, bring us back to reinforce that negative experiences and forms a hardwired behavioral pattern. What we got to do sorry, what we have to do is to build up feel relaxed, know that you're in a calm emotional state. Then you can think well, you can choose, then you can take meaningful action. And we are able to do all these in this pyramid, in this manner, you increase your quality of life. But also don't forget, you're building up new connections to reinforce positive image of yourself. So the tool that we're going to talk about today is called the window of tolerance, where we have a green zone. And that's where we are calm, we're socially engaged, we can think logically. And we're going to allow ourselves to understand just where we go into our monster mode. The inquiry comes out in the red zone, or at times when I'm feeling so overwhelmed, I cannot release my anger. I repress it, repress it, repress it. I go into my blue zone, where I freeze like an ice cube. There are also certain times when I'm really under threat that I freeze. Perhaps when too many things are happening at the same time, my mind goes blank. Some of our clients experience that their mind goes blank. They feel like they're not in their body, they're in a way they're dissociated. And when their mind goes blank, it's where the manager would be, "Why are you not responding to me right now? Did you hear my request for you to at least deliver me a draft in an email so that I can give you direction before the end of the day and you can finish it off by the end of the day?" All this while you're so wet, covered in, drenched in rain and conditioning. Okay? Today is about learning where the edges are so that you can bring yourself back up or back down into the blue zone. Think of the red zone as a volcano erupting. It's also called a hypoarousal state. You're mobilized into rage, panic, or fear, and action bound, known as maybe a fight mode or a flight mode. Okay? Then Window of tolerance is where you can exercise self-control, you have self-governance, which means to say that you're aware of what's going on in your body, you're allowing yourself to get into situations where you either feel good or not so good, but at least you're aware of yourself. All right. And then you're going to a dysregulation where you go hypoarousal, which is you lack energy, you're typically feeling numb, you have no feeling, or perhaps you feel flat. For those who are in such a mode, you're exhausted, you tend to want to check out. The feeling of checking out for a client of mine is when his wife goes on and on about him not being able to express himself in a calm way. He's either in rage or in this blue zone. But when he is finding himself unable to express himself well, he feels helpless, trapped. He goes into this, he sleeps it away, and the wife thinks that he's not engaging at all. Now, the awareness of this alone is a great tool, because just knowing that, okay, this is a response. I really can't do much about it. It helps diffuse the situation already, because it is something that's somewhat beyond our control when it happens. So right now, can you think of one person you're close to, or you work with, or you are with, or you're familiar with, that tends to go in a red zone or a blue zone? Okay? Either one. Just think about that person. And in that red or blue zone, what is this person typically like? Does he or she have a catchphrase, an expression, a tendency to exhibit a certain behavior? It could also be a coping behavior, like, for example, grabbing chips or beer to drink. For example, just a huge sigh of exasperation. That is a coping that allows the body to reset, to just release all these that's in it, right? Some tension in the body, maybe, if you observe this person. And then allow yourself to understand how this person is normally like. When I mean normally, I'm saying how this person is like when this person is in the window of tolerance, in the green zone, with optimal energy. Having this perspective allows us to understand that just like having 4 seasons, right? These seasons come and they go, but we live on earth, we don't say that, oh, hey, uh, life is like that, right? Uh, it's always summer all the time. It's always winter all the time. Okay, I have received a message that my Facebook Live is gone blank. So I'm going to go back to check in on that. Okay. Seems to be working. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Sorry for the blooper again. I was talking and rambling and going on and on with my mic muted. So now, if anyone catches me doing that, please don't mind just texting me or putting it in the reactions, and I'll receive a prompt that I should be doing something. In this case, like speaking up, right? So what I meant to say was that the awareness that helps you to stretch out this green zone, it allows us to stay connected and engage our thinking brain. One way to do that is to regulate. One way to do that is to allow the emotion to move. Now, emotion has a root word, and the root word is motion, movement. What the emotion needs really is for you to move it away or move yourself into action. What that allows you to do then, when you're stretching, you're bringing more energy in, you're allowing yourself to first meet the need, the cue for safety, right? The need to feel safe. the need to be connected with the parts of you that your body is screaming and telling you, hey, pay attention to this, right? Earlier when I started, I placed my hands here. Pay attention to the chest. It needs your attention. Pay attention to you. Meet the need that you need primarily now. And usually that's for safety, security, a sense of belonging, for connection, for love. All right? And if you can't find something external to meet that for you, even if it's gorging down a hamburger like a Whopper, that's fine. But if you don't have that Whopper to gorge on, to feel more connected and in control with yourself, how else can you meet it by yourself? Perhaps it's to send love to yourself. Make sense? Yeah. So the purpose of emotions really points to needs. It brings about a message of what's important right now. And we take a look at what are the needs that are important right now. We're just going to blow up this so that we can really focus on the few needs that come to mind right now. Okay? For me, it's really about freedom and autonomy to express myself, flexibility and spontaneity, so to allow the system to crash and during your presentation like mine, and then reconnecting again, right? So that flexibility is there. Need to be flexible. There's also a strong need here which drives me for my purpose to contribute. The side of that is that I feel frustrated and impatient when I don't get to serve out my purpose. Breathe into that experience. I need to allow that tension in the body to release itself so I understand, okay, so the need for purpose and contribution is today really strong. How can I best meet it? Right? And it's linked to actually not only growth but safety, because the safety of my identity is tied to whether I'm contributing or being good at something or not. You see where that lands on? So it crosses different quadrants, different sectors in this circle. Okay. Can you imagine if today you meet someone or some people and you're green and you're observing, okay, this person tends to go red, this person tends to go blue. Just pay special attention. If you remain green, would you be able to help? Not by doing anything at all, just by remaining green, not doing anything, just being calm. The person goes green too. Most of us will know one person who is really, really green most of the time. And just stepping into that presence will feel calm and peaceful as well. Can you think of that person right now? And when you can think of that person, try to imagine the parts of you that are somewhat similar to this person, or at least attracted to this person. Notice how there are some similarities, no matter how small, perhaps not in the same setting. Maybe it's when you're alone at night. Maybe it's actually when you're laughing, joyful, or you're dancing, or in flow. When we can understand that we can be red, we can be blue, we can be green, we are shifting away the judgment. from what's wrong with me, what's wrong with him, what's wrong with her, to, oh, I see myself being stretched. Maybe I'm getting overwhelmed. Anything that I can do to help. Imagine how would your relationships change. Just adding a little bit of greenness in your daily interactions. One way to do that is again to have those thumbs up experiences. Recall, how have I done well to stay regulated? It would help if you can breathe into the part of you that is really calm right now. You can take a breath in and imagine your breath flowing from the tip of your head down all the way to the ends of your toes. And breathing out, releasing all tension. Just checking in the part of yourself that feels the lightest, feels the most joy, feels the most peace, or feels the most calm. You may place your hand there where it is and recall a moment where you first or you last experienced that emotion of joy, calmness, peace, or just feeling relaxed and comfortable. And you can ask yourself, how have I done well to stay regulated? And we've come to the end of Reclaiming Your Calm. We hope to have more sessions like this without the technical bloopers. And we're going to get better at it, I assure you. But we hope to leave you with this question. How have I done well to stay regulated? Thank you, and I appreciate your feedback and your affirmation. A little bit of what we do. We spend a lot of effort on this feeling human. We have also built a mood regulation tool which is available for everyone. It's for free. It's called Calm 3D. It's available on your Google and Apple phones, your Android and your iPhones. And more importantly, for those who need that coaching on a one-to-one level, I work with a team of really well-experienced psychotherapists and counselors. But my focus is on coaching, using emotions to coach out decisions and to stay regulated in the green zone. And if you can, I would love to have your feedback, your affirmation, your encouragement, or maybe you can share how have you stayed regulated. Thank you very much. All the best. And I hope that through this session, you have reclaimed and reconnected with the calmness within you. Blessings and peace be with you. Right. Thank you, everybody.